Current events portal talk language watch view source. Worldwide current events sports events recent deaths entry views by week list today's most viewed articles topics in the news. Jalen Brunson in basketball. The New York Knicks defeat the San Antonio Spurs to win the NBA Finals. MVP Jalen Brunson pictured. Elon Musk becomes the world's first US dollar trillionaire after his company SpaceX raises the largest initial public offering. Princess Bajorikiti Ayabha of Thailand, a possible heir to the throne, dies at the age of 47 after a 3-year comatose state. English artist David Hockney dies at the age of 88. In athletics, Jakob Fart sets a new world record in men's 110 meters hurdles. Ongoing. Bolivian protests Ebola epidemic FIFA World Cup Iran war. Lebanon war. Russo-Ukrainian war timeline Sudanese civil war timeline recent deaths. Ralph Hoban Kieran O'Cube Leonard Cyril Carabas Gordon S. Wood Jean Shalit Bob Packwood nominated article June 16th, 2026. Tuesday. Edit the story watch June 15th, 2026. Monday. Edit the story watch armed conflicts and attacks. Middle Eastern crisis 2026 Iran war 2025 to 2026 Iran United States negotiations. 2026 Iran war ceasefire Iranian Deputy Foreign Minister Qasem Gharibabadi confirms that a deal between Iran and the United States has been reached to end the war and that the US blockade will end beginning tonight. The Times of Israel. 2026 Strait of Hormuz crisis Indian Petronet liquefied natural gas tanker Disha crosses the Strait of Hormuz. The only known ship to pass since the announcement of the peace deal. Al Jazeera. 2026 Lebanon war. Israeli invasion of Syria. Gaza war. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Israel Katz say that Israel will not withdraw its troops from Lebanon, Syria, or the Gaza Strip. Al Jazeera. Russo. Ukrainian war Kyiv strikes Ukrainian culture during the Russian invasion of Ukraine. The Dornician Cathedral in Kyiv Petrus Lavra is heavily damaged and set ablaze during Russian strikes in Kyiv, Ukraine, killing 9 people, including 5 rescue workers attending fire set by strikes in Kharkiv. BBC News. The Dodtenko film studios in Kyiv are attacked. On business and economy. Economic impact of the 2026 Iran war. The United States Department of Energy reports that the strategic petroleum reserve has fallen to its lowest level since 1983 after a decline of 9 million barrels per week during the Iran war. CNBC. Disasters and accidents. 2026 Edwards Air Force Base B-52 crash. AB-52 Stratofortress crashes shortly after takeoff at Edwards Air Force Base in Kern County, California, United States, killing 8. ABC News. International relations. 52nd G7 summit. The 52nd G7 summit is held at Evian-led Bains in Haute-Savoie, France. Evian becomes the first area to host a G7 or G8 summit twice, previously hosting the G8 summit in 2003 during the beginning of the Iraq War. Al Jazeera. Reuters. Law and crime. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer announces a ban on social media for children under 16. The Guardian. The New York Times. Norwegian royal family relative Marius Bård Høiby is convicted of 2 counts of rape and sentenced to 4 years in prison. BBC News. Politics and elections. Elections in Palestine. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas issues a decree scheduling legislative elections for November, the first since 2006, and presidential elections for early 2027, the first since 2005. AFP Arab News Japan. Hungary's parliament approves a constitutional amendment limiting prime ministers' terms to a maximum of 8 years in office. Legislators also remove a constitutional provision linked to the planned dissolution of the Sovereignty Protection Office established under Viktor Orban. AFP Le Monde. Reuters. Sports. 2026 FIFA World Cup. 2026 FIFA World Cup controversies. 2026 Iranian diaspora protests. Iran at the FIFA World Cup. Iranian Americans hold protests outside SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, against the Iran regime and the team's participation in the FIFA World Cup ahead of its matchup against New Zealand. Additionally, protesters are seen with the Iranian lion and sun flag despite FIFA banning the flag from appearing at matches. AFP via Barron's. Seattle Times. KNBC. Cape Verde at the FIFA World Cup in association football. Debutants Cape Verde earn their first ever World Cup point after drawing 0-0 with Spain. BBC Sports CAF.